I get asked quite a bit about why you get black toenails. Well, I have found it's usually one of two things. You're either a big Joy Division and Cure fan, or you're a runner. For some, it's both. Now, if you just love those two bands and you don't run, that's just black nail polish. Don't worry about it. Now, if you're a runner and love those two bands, or you just run, it's probably blood underneath those toenails. So let's just focus on that. Let me start by saying it is not uncommon if you're a runner to get black or purple toenails. The question would be why, and is there anything you can do to stop getting them? Now listen, your toes, every time you go for a run, well, they go through the ringer. And the more you run, the more times the toes go through the ringer. You see, your toes, every time they flex while you're running, will hit the top of the shoe. And every time that you're landing or taking off, they're gonna slide forward and hit the front of the shoe and the side of the shoe. It's little traumas, micro traumas, but traumatic nonetheless for your little toesies. So one thing you could do to make it a little bit less traumatic for those toes would be to make sure you're wearing a shoe that fits, which means not too small. A few little tips here. Don't assume that whatever size you wear in dress shoes is going to be the same size for your running trainers. More often than not, it's not the same size. Don't assume that when you switch brands, you're going to stay the same size. More often than not, they're not the same. Don't assume when you change models in the same brand that you're going to be the same size. You might not be. Yeah, this means you're going to need to try them on, walk around in them, and then go for a run in them to make sure they fit the right way. Now, for me personally, I always want a thumb's width between my longest toe and the front of the shoe. Thumb's width between my longest toe and the front of the shoe. That gives me enough room when I land and I slide forward that I'm not just bashing my poor little toe into the front of the shoe. I don't mind sliding forward, I just don't want to smash forward. You also don't want too much room. That's why I said one thumb's width and not two or three, because too much room up front means the shoe doesn't fit. And if it's too big, you start to lose stability. Okay. Let me end by saying this. It's not weird to have some funky toenails, okay? But if they hurt, or if it's causing you to change your form and your gait's getting screwed up and your form's breaking down because of them, you need to see a podiatrist. You may have to have some blood drained. You may even need to get the toenail removed. Calm down. It's not that big of a deal. What's a bigger deal is getting an infection or getting hurt because the pain down there is making you run all weird, all right? All right, go make sure those shoes fit just like heaven. Get it? Well, everyone with black nail polish does, and that's good enough for me.